You're listening to the Feed Your Wild podcast, a conscious lifestyle show about all things nourishing for your body, mind, and soul. I'm Vanessa Rodriguez, and join me for candid conversations with changemakers, exploring health and wellness, food as medicine, intuition and spirituality, and nature-based practices that will transform your health and feed all parts of your wild self. Hello there. Welcome back to Feed Your Wild. I'm your host, Vanessa Rodriguez, functional nutritionist, Akashic Soul Record reader and channeler, and intuitive nourishment guide. And I'm happy you are here. Today is the release of the October monthly Akashic Soul Nourishment reading. These are going so fast. I can't believe we're in October already. We have this reading. I just feel like there's so much information that's coming through. So I'm excited to share what came up in this one with you. If you are new, welcome. I encourage you to listen to past Akashic readings, monthly readings that we have on the podcast to kind of get not just an understanding of what these are, but to also receive from those because they are perennial. They can really be timeless in the messages, the core essential message that is coming through in each one, even though they are channeled for that particular month and year. So I do encourage you to listen to past ones. And if you are not familiar with the Akashic Records, if you're new, or if you just want a refresher, I encourage you to check out my podcast episode, Akashic Records 101, Accessing Powerful Soul Messages for Clarity, Healing, and Growth. You could just do a quick search for that, Feed Your Wild podcast, Akashic Records 101. It should pop up. And of course, I will have that link in the show notes if you're listening to an app that allows you to click on those hyperlinks in the show notes below. So make sure to check that out. I'm not going to go into what the Akashic Records are, but just a quick primer on these Akashic Soul Nourishment readings. Essentially, they're intuitively channeled messages that I receive for the collective when I open up our collective Akashic Records. And this is for everyone who is tuning in to the podcast who wants to hear these messages. So this is for you. And we receive them from our guides. And when I say our guides, they can actually shift depending on the message and the time and what it is that is coming through. So this one, we are getting a slightly different voice, although I feel like it's building upon the themes that we've really been touching on, in particular liberation. And, they're not holding back. I don't know that they ever did, but some pretty interesting stuff coming through here. And at the end, I was given instruction to pull tarot cards. So we have a tarot reading as well to round out our message. Before I hop into our reading, I just wanted to I have a couple of announcements. I wanted to remind those of you who are interested in the Unleash Your Impact program. Now, this is a program that is by my friend Ashley Burnett. I had her on the podcast. I'll also link up her interview below too if you haven't checked that out, but it was a couple of podcast episodes ago. In our last chat, she opened up about her program, which is doors are open, but they are closing today, October 1st. So if you're listening to this, October 1st, 2021, you still have time to sign up if you have been feeling the call. Just as a reminder, what is Unleash Your Impact? It's an advanced online training and mini mastermind for heart-driven group facilitators. Created by my friend and mentor, Ashley Burnett, Unleash Your Impact is a 6-week online training for heart-driven women in business who are ready to expand their impact and income through leading experiential group programs, retreats, workshops, or events. This could be virtually and or in person. And this is not your average group training because Unleash Your Impact is an immersive mini mastermind. So not only are you getting Ashley's advanced business training, and this training helps you really move from feeling stuck, overwhelmed, overworked. Oh my goodness, how many years was I in that paradigm? No community, no idea, no plan, and really moving you into a powerful and confident group leader. But she also has done for you templates, strategies, and resources that you can literally plug and play directly into your business to save you that peace of mind, time, and money. There's so much in this program. It really was created for holistic teachers, leaders, creative entrepreneurs. So think yoga teachers, coaches, healers, dancers, musicians, artists, therapists, health and fitness experts, and more. And honestly, so many of you tuning in, I know that you are here because you feel called to be of service in some way. And this was one of the programs that really helped to assist me in shifting paradigms and bringing in radical support, not just for myself, but then going into group work and mentorship work. In the program, here are just a few things that you're going to be learning. You're going to learn how to create strong and safe communities. And this is especially important right now for really having integrity in your group programs and making sure that you're supporting those that are stepping in, and also for long-term client retention. You're going to learn how to market and fill your groups with authenticity and ease, radically boost your income through leading experiential groups. You're going to develop your unique signature curriculum. So you're going to build curriculum here. You're also going to weave transformational ritual and ceremony into your gatherings. And along with this, skyrocketing confidence, leadership, and facilitation skills, and managing and clearing your space holding energetics for avoiding burnout. She also has an amazing module on voice. And because I believe in Ashley and her program to my core, because I did it and I just love the community and the space that she creates, I've created a bonus experience designed to heal and activate your voice and speak your authentic truth as a clear channel. So when you sign up using my special link, which I will have linked up below, and you can also go to wildlyrooted.com/unleash your impact, and it'll give you all the information and all the links that you need. I'm offering my signature Feed Your Wild Voice program totally free, complimentary to you as a new student in Unleash Your Impact. Now, Feed Your Wild Voice is available only once a year in the springtime, so you won't have access to it until spring of 2022 unless you sign up for Unleash Your Impact. Then you get immediate access to Feed Your Wild Voice. And Feed Your Wild Voice costs $444 usually, and so you'll essentially be getting this program for free as a bonus on top of Ashley's amazing bonuses that she has already built into her own program. Now, just as a reminder, for those of you who aren't familiar with Feed Your Wild Voice and my program, in it is a 6-module program. So it's another really full, robust program that you get along with Unleash Your Impact. And in it, we cover how to find and trust your inner voice, dissolving blocks in your throat chakra, gaining clarity, and getting out of your own way so you can be a clear channel and speak your authentic truth. I provide Akashic insights, common energetic and spiritual blocks, physical manifestations linked to voice imbalances, so thyroid issues, tonsil, lymph, and of course, remedies, plant allies, nutritional guidance, and tools and practices to tend to your wild voice. I also have incredible bonus guest teachers that are also included in this bonus for you when you sign up. So there's 6 amazing guest mentor classes that range from astrology for the voice training with an actual singer and voice trainer, sound healing with kirtan, and more. I felt that this was such a good fit and complementary bonus for Ashley's Unleash Your Impact because so much around impact and stepping into your path as a person who's here to be of service and a leader and a teacher and a space holder is to know your voice. To know it so deeply, be so connected to your inner voice and guidance, and be able to take it out into the manifested world and speak your truth. So I'm so excited to offer this to those of you who are interested in stepping in. Again, today is the last day to sign up. So the deadline is tonight, midnight Pacific Standard Time. Go to wildlyrooted.com/unleash your impact and learn more. Alrighty, so with that, are you ready to get into this reading? Because I am, and I don't want to have you wait anymore. So here we go with our Akashic Soul Nourishment reading for October 2021. The cyclone inside of you, the spiralic force that conducts your vital life force, will, and energy. It is like a generator and a conductor, part of the battery-like qualities you hold as a human. Humankind together are like a battery pack, a grid of energy generated by the purity of your connection to the greater field and to one another in coherence. This energy can be siphoned off by the self and by others, voluntarily and involuntarily. The draining of amperage is not just deleterious for your physical and mental health. It is a leakage of the energy body and depletes the ability to plug in to the greater grid. There are many unseen forces that can siphon this energy. Those that inherently conduct a lot of light because of their design and purity of will are often the targets of energetic appropriation. This does not mean that those beings are helpless. On the contrary, they are quite powerful. However, the lack of understanding of their true nature, their light body, and tools for supporting themselves renders them vulnerable to being taken advantage of and drained of their precious light. It is high time you remember how to steward and protect your light, to reclaim what was always yours, and to stop a bleeding heart. Here are some steps to support you in this process. Tune in to your auric field. Getting into a meditative or dreamlike state will allow you to do this. Ask your body to bring your awareness to any major openings, be it holes, tears, perforations in your aura, which are allowing external energies in and leakage of your energy out. Trust the first messages you receive. Make note. Ask if there are any connections, such as cords, ties, bonds, etc., that are siphoning off energy. Ask where in your auric body are these connections and what you need to know about them. What did you learn? This first step is awareness and trust. You must remember your ability to tune into your energy body and field. This is as critical as measuring your other vitals, pulse, blood pressure, or temperature, or taking note of bodily symptoms. Humans are born with an innate ability to do this, and yet it has been educated out of your knowledge. Do you still believe that all you need to know can be found in a book, in a scientific paper, in an educational institution designed to conform your mind? Part of the liberation process that we often speak about is the reclamation of these innate abilities and practices. They are first nature, and yet have been denigrated and erased from your conscious awareness. This was a purposeful act, deliberate in intention, designed to create lost souls. For lost souls are easier to manipulate and control. They are primed for consumption. You may be wondering, what next? We cannot stress how important cultivating awareness and trust are in this process. And it is through this first step that your next step will be revealed. You have your own answers. You also have the ability to tap into fields of knowledge beyond your imagination. So, the second step is to repeat step 1. Caught by the tail, a rabbit cannot escape unless it knows it has a tail. We do not mean to be facetious. We are sincere in our communication. Speaking of rabbits, let us touch on the rabbit holes. Alice innocently followed the rabbit into a world unknown and unimaginable, where universal laws seemed to suspend and reality was not what it seemed. For many, this is unfolding at a rapid speed at this time. We urge you to stay curious, yet above all else, stay sober. By this, we mean do not allow yourself to be made drunk by the swigs of bitter libation, the waves of information and voices that can swallow a person whole. Stay sober in your thinking, in your actions, in your reactions. The mind can be a treacherous place when displaced and wounded. Mind your space, all of your spaces, inside and out. The integrity of your so-called ecologies determines your place in them and informs the health of your mind, body, and spirit. You are not a siloed set of molecules operating independently. You are the sum of relationships. This many have forgotten. At this point in the reading, I received the message to pull a tarot card. And the card that I pulled was card number 19 in the Major Arcana, the Sun reversed. When asked about this card in relation to this reading, here is what I received. As you enter the darker days, it can be helpful to remember that the sun is always there, even if you cannot see it. It still shines just as brightly, providing life and hope of a new day. Victory begins in the heart. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And begin there. So that was the end of October's reading. This one was shorter than our last one, but I feel like there's still quite a lot there. And honestly, I feel that sometimes the shorter ones are the ones that we need to spend more time with. So I wanted to go a little bit more into the sun card that we had pulled, the sun reversed. And for those of you who are not familiar with tarot or who maybe are just interested in what the card looks like, I wanted to describe it. And of course, there's so many beautiful renditions and different works of art in different tarot decks. The one that I am using is the Pagan Otherworlds by UUSI. And so this card, the sun card, is of a little child, a little naked child that is riding bareback upon a white steed. And this child is holding a flag. It actually looks like a victory flag of sorts. It's an orange-red color. And behind the child and the horse are yellow flowers and a stone platform. Above the child and the horse is the sun personified, looking down upon the child, but forward in front of the child, as if in the direction that the child is moving toward. Now, this card we received in reverse. However, the sun card in general is ruled by the sun, which has its connection to Leo, and Leo is all about the heart. So this card is absolutely about the heart, and I think it's interesting that they claim victory begins in the heart, and really looking at, even as we move into darker days now, whether that's literally because where I am in the northern hemisphere, we're moving into wintertime, or darker days in one's personal life or our collective field and journey together, that it's important to stay connected and remember that everything begins within us, within our own hearts, and that the sun is always there. Upright, this card is really about a big rebirth. It's a huge shift and change in energy type of card. So it's definitely a signal that something is shifting, that we're moving into a new timeline. And so this can be rebirthing of the self, rebirthing of a new space, being seen as our new selves, so to speak, and being able to be in a world in a way that we haven't shown up before. Now, the reversal of this card is usually, the way that I interpret it, is looking at our feelings that may not align with that, like we may not fully trust that that's actually happening. Maybe we have been through really intense times. There's a lot of excavation work, and it can bring up a lot for ourselves. And we can also not trust that the sun is there. We may not have hope. We may be disconnected from our own heart space. So there could be a little bit of that going on. Not trusting our next steps, not trusting that it's safe to be seen, safe to be with others. And I know that safety is a hot button issue in all different ways and all its permutations right now. And so this card, when I receive it reversed like this, it really is, to me, a call to reconnect to our own heart and connect to the Leo self, even, the shining, confident, loving, compassionate Leo. So really looking at what do we need to do in order to begin to trust that, to cultivate that within ourselves. And according to our guides, we have some tools for doing so. And the first step, as they have outlined, is all about awareness and trust and tuning into our own energy, body, and field, and calling back really our agency and our sovereignty, especially when it comes to our energy, our energetic body, and our auric field. So I encourage you to maybe listen to this reading again, take some notes, and really bring this into practice this month. Honestly, sit down and allow yourself to tune in and assess the state of your auric field. Where is your energy siphoning off from and to? And start to cultivate awareness and relationship with your energy body and your light body. And also paying attention to the rabbit holes that you might be going down and how you participate, how you show up and participate in that. I really love how they talk about staying sober within this and the swigs of bitter libation. And, I think that there's a lot of that available to us. And so really being mindful of our intake and also consumption, which is another thing that they touched on. So I'll leave us here. I think there's a lot to contemplate, and I don't want to do a full rundown of my own thoughts around this because really this is all about how it lands for you. So I would love to hear from you. What is your takeaway? What are you really receiving from this message from our guides in October? And you can reach out to me on Instagram. I'm at Wildly Rooted. You can also leave a rating and review if you find that these monthly readings are supportive for you. I would be so grateful if you did that, particularly if you're on Apple Podcasts. And I'd love to continue this conversation, so let me know how it lands. With that, I am sending you so much love, blessings, and a wonderful October season. Until next time. Hey there, I made something for you. One of the biggest challenges that I hear from people is that they are feeling stuck when it comes to their health. You're a smart, capable, and creative change maker, right? And you know what you should be doing for your health. So what gives? Well, it's not about willpower. And I wanted to create something that would help you to unlearn the things that are keeping you stuck so that you can get out of your own way and master the mindset of health. That's why I created Wildly Unstuck, where you'll learn the top 5 things that I have found to sabotage your health goals and what to do about them. You'll learn what it really takes to become committed and unstoppable when it comes to your health goals and find the clarity you've been looking for so you know exactly what to do to get back into alignment. And I made it totally free. So if this is something that you want to dive into and create a vision and soul goals for your health and your life and bring your gifts to the world, because we know that we need it, then I invite you to join us in Wildly Unstuck. You can find that at wildlyrooted.com/unstuck. I'll see you on the other side.